Hey Crusaders, Daryl here. So today I'm finally going to get around to doing a project which I said I was going to do last year, but I never got around to it. So today I'm going to work on doing a heat blanket for my Coleman Camp stove. Now these little camp stoves are really cool. They fold up pretty nicely. They're noisy as all get up, but they fold up pretty nicely. But there's absolutely no insulation to these things, so it's pretty hard to regulate the heat with them. So I'm going to try and use it's a Harbor Freight, if you can see it. It's a 4x6 fiberglass welding blanket, which I'm going to use for my insulation around, or I should say the heat blanket around my Coleman camp stove. Now, once I get the measurements, I am going to put it together. I'm not a seamstress or anything, and I don't have fiberglass or Kevlar or heat resistant thread. So I'm going to use the original JB Weld. Now, this says that it's good for, oh goodness gracious, I think it said it withstands temps of 250 degrees. Now, the way I want to do this is I want to make it where even though it's welded with the JB Weld, they don't necessarily sit on the metal. All right, so I'm going to do it where there's going to be an insulation layer where the JB Weld is going to be, if that makes sense. So let's get started. Let's see how it does. It may be a total winner, or I may just be wasting my time. But here we go. It's going to be the insulation blanket for my Coleman Camp Oven. Okay, everybody, so this is what I'm going to be using as the thermal insulation. It's the 4x6 fiberglass welding blanket. As you can see, if it can withstand welds, it's definitely going to withstand that right there. Also, like I said earlier, I'm using the JB Weld. And then I have my scissors here that'll cut through it. And then I also have a little Sharpie. So that's what I'm going to use basically. And I'm going to pop this open, get the dimensions on it, and then start getting everything measured out so I can start cutting and putting together. All right, I got it set up. So now what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to measure it out. I'm going to put it in the center of the blanket here. And then I'm going to make sure that I have the appropriate amount of spacing so I can wrap it around. So if I put it in the center here, then I can see if you notice here, it comes across. So I'm thinking if I come up the other side, then it's going to be pretty close to fulfilling the center of it. And that'll be fine. I mean, I could always put like some type of magnet or something like that on there and then go from there. All right, what I plan on doing is, I know if you notice, I need to bring it down a little bit because I don't want this on the flame. So I can actually, chair's not cooperating, I can actually pull this down and then, or bring those up. That way, I'll bring it up a little bit. That way when it's on it, the flame's not gonna really mess with it, which it shouldn't, because the flame's gonna be right in here. And then here is approximately where the cut line's gonna be. Actually, no, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring the cut and then I'm gonna bring it over a little bit from here. That way I can create the overlap, and then the top section will overlap hanging down. And then with that, then I can go ahead and put all the JB Weld on there, and keep the JB Weld on the fabric and not touching the metal. So it should be fine. Let's see what I can do. Just trying to get it to stop fraying. Okay. And then I'll flip it over and I'll do the other side once it's flipped over. And then once all that dries, then I can work on trying to fit it onto the stove. And I think I might do some for this, maybe connect some type of Velcro or magnets. I gotta see if it'll stick to magnets. Hey Crusaders, Daryl here. It's day 2 on the Coleman Camp Stove thermal blanket build. So let me show you what I'm looking at right now. And then I'll let you know what I'm about to do to try and finish this project up, okay? So check this out. All right, so with my first bottle of JB Weld, I was able to do the opposing side all the way around, like I showed you, plus the dollops for the magnets. And I was able to get this side and this and part way over. Now I'm gonna start my second bottle of JB Weld, finish this up across the top. When I go to put it back on here, I might use that thermal tape for here and go from there. So we'll see. Hey y'all, so I hope you're enjoying this project for the Coleman Camp Stove, or Coleman Camp Oven, I should say. I know they're hard to regulate temperature, so hopefully this right here will help regulate the temperature. That and the pizza stone that I have for it should be able to make projects a whole lot better, especially dialing in some cinnamon rolls or even cookies. Nothing like a hot, fresh baked cookie campsite. So these are things to think about that you could do. So hopefully you like this project. Make sure you shoot me comments what you think I should or shouldn't have done. And you never know, the next one I may change it up. Here is what I have so far. All right, if you notice, I have the magnets. I installed magnets with the, what am I using? The JB Weld. Okay, so I got 2 on the top, and that's folds over. And the reason I did that was, see, look, it keeps it in place. And then what I did here on the front flaps, there's one magnet here, and then I also have another magnet here. Now, could I add more magnets? Yes, I could. And you know, maybe on the next variant, I'll put a magnet on the top and a magnet on the bottom, but I think, you know, the 2 magnets are plenty, and then the magnets on the top. So that's where we're at right there. Let me go ahead and show you all the way around it. If you notice, it has these wings over here. The next step is I'm going to JB Weld, and I'm going to weld them, JB Weld them down. So that way it's going to basically just sit right on top, and then to open it up you have these. All right, so here's what I got. You notice some of it I've got folded over, but that's not going to be a big deal. This is what's going to be sitting against the stove, right here, and then this is going to be across the front, which I did fold over, so that'll be fine. This will be the top. So now I think I just need to bring some more over on this side, because that's actually the side that's going to be on the stove. All right, so I put JB Weld under the flap. I haven't done this side yet, but I flapped it, and then we'll see what we can do with it. And then I just put some wood on here to try and keep it down so it'll set a little bit better. And I'll come back in about an hour and you know, check on it. And then if it's okay, I'll flip it over on the other side, and then I'll do this side over here. And then hopefully, for the most part, it'll be done tonight. All right, Crusaders, here is the finished product of the first generation Coleman Camp Oven thermal blanket. As you know, I used a Harbor Freight welding blanket, and I cut it down. I did the edges with JB Weld, as you could tell. Remember I put the magnet there, and that keeps it shut in front. I put a magnet right there that also helps keep it in the front. And then what I did was, if you notice, I have a magnet right here, and I got a magnet right there. And what that does is that helps keep it in place from the back and then the sides. And then I can just go ahead and, go like that. It's not perfect, but you know what? It's sure better than it was. These sides, if you notice, I folded down and I JB welded the back side of that, just like I did on the other side. JB welded that. So let me go ahead and show you just how easy it is to take it off. All right, so I have, like I said, the magnet here and the magnet there. So all you gotta do is push this to the side, just lift up on this magnet, and it just slides right off. All right, so I'll put that back. And if you notice, it is measured out. As far as folding it up, it's not gonna be the easiest thing to fold. And that might be the second iteration of this. So I think if I just go like this, and then I can fold it this way, I think that's probably about as good as I can get it folded down. All right, Crusaders, I hope you enjoyed seeing the process for my first generation thermal blanket for the Coleman Camp Oven. Don't forget, all I used was a Harbor Freight welding blanket, some JB Weld, and some magnets, and a little aluminum. Make sure you leave some comments and tell me what you think. And like I said, this is the first generation of it. I have plans of how I'd actually like to do another one. So I'm gonna do some testing as far as like the heat properties of it with the solar, not the solar blanket, but the thermal blanket on and the thermal blanket off. I already have, once my testing is over, I already have someone in mind for this thermal blanket. And I know that person is going to enjoy it, because this, I'm hoping, will work so much better than just a piece of aluminum foil laid over top of the Coleman oven. All right, y'all. So like, subscribe, and share. Leave some comments. And God bless. And I hope to see each and every one of you on your own adventure. Don't forget, Crusaders, make sure you make it to SAVE, which is the Southeast Adventure Vehicle Expo, February 28th through March 2nd in Stark, Florida. Come and see me, Content Creators Corner, along with some excellent other content creators. A lot of booths, trail riding, obstacle courses, and classes. That's the SAVE, or we call it SAVE Expo, which is Southeast Adventure Vehicle Expo, February 28th through March 2nd at the Firm in Stark, Florida. God bless y'all. Hope to see you there. Come by and see me.